Welcome back to science class. Children, in the previous video I had told you during the excavation perfect geometrical construction were found which talked about the perfect measurement being done in Indus Valley civilization. A cubit as the length from the elbow to the fingertips was used in ancient Egypt and was also accepted as a unit of length in other parts of the world. What's cubit? Is the length from elbow to the finger. Is this part. This part from elbow to the finger, this length is called cubit. From here till here, that was considered as cubit, and in Egypt in ancient Egypt it was being used and was also accepted in many parts of the world as a unit of length. People also use the foot as a unit of length in different parts of the world, and the length of the foot used varied slightly from region to region, because region to region people, their height also varied, and obviously foot is a body part. Foot always varies, the length of the foot varies. If you check a child's feet or a foot with an adult foot, if you compare, both are different, as I had explained you earlier when we talked about the palm length. People measured a yard of cloth by the distance between the end of the outstretched arm and their chin. Yard is from here, from the chin to the distance till the stretched arm, end of the stretched arm. This is stretched arm, from chin to the stretched arm is considered to be yard, and that was used for measuring the length of a cloth in ancient time. The Romans measured with their pace or steps, and in ancient India small length measurements used were an angul, that is a finger, muट्ठी, that is a fist. मुट्ठी इसको कहते हैं मुट्ठी, अंगुल मतलब एक उंगली. Then we can see flower sellers using their forearms as a unit of length for gardens in many towns of India. So many such body parts continue to be in use as unit of length when convenient. जब भी जिस वक्त जो भी बॉडी पार्ट यूज़ करना कन्वीनियंट रहता उसको यूज़ करके वो लेंथ मेज़र करते थे. हाउएवर एवरीबॉडीज़ बॉडी पार्ट कुड बी ऑफ स्लाइटली डिफरेंट साइज़. ये मैंने आपको समझा ही दिया है कि एसआई यूनिट की ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ी. स्टैंडर्ड सिस्टम, इंटरनेशनल सिस्टम ऑफ यूनिट, एसआई यूनिट की ज़रूरत क्यों पड़ी, क्योंकि एज यू मूव प्लेस टू प्लेस the body structure, height differs, weight differs, everything differs. So how can we continue using body parts for measuring the length or distance? So in 1790 the French created a standard unit of measurement called the metric system, and for the sake of uniformity scientists all over the world have accepted a set of standard units of measurement, and the system of units now used is known as the International System of Unit, SI units. And the SI unit of length is a meter. Standard unit of length is meter. A meter scale is shown in figure 10.6. You can see here, this is a meter scale. Okay, and meter scale consists 100 centimeters. This is a part of meter scale given, shown over here. 100 centimeter, एक meter scale में 100 centimeter होते हैं. So that's why it's considered as meter scale. And also shown in 15 centimeter scale, जो आप अपने geometry box में आपको देखने को मिलता है, जिसमें 15 centimeter होता है. So each meter is divided into 100 equal divisions called centimeter, which is smaller unit in comparison to meter, and each centimeter is again divided into 10 equal divisions called millimeter. अगर आप सेंटीमीटर स्केल ले लो हाथ में तो आप वो देख सकते हो इक्वल डिवीजन. See here, you can see this scale. It's a centimeter scale where you have 15 centimeter, and between every centimeter 0 to 1 you can see it is equally divided into 10 parts, and those small parts are considered as millimeter. Okay, 10 millimeter is equal to 1 centimeter, and 100 such centimeter is equal to 1 meter, right? And this side of the centimeter scale, you can see these are it's graded in inches, right? It's graded in inches. So normally larger unit is used in measuring the distance between two places. Measuring larger distance we use kilometer. For measuring smaller objects like eraser, then we use centimeter. If you have to measure the length and breadth of a book, again we use centimeter unit. And if you are asked to measure the length of a cloth, then we go for the bigger unit, that is meter. Understood? So here you can see the comparison or relation between the two units, meter to centimeter, centimeter to millimeter, and kilometer to meter. Okay, let's move on to how to measure the length correctly. Correct measurement of length. Suppose now I have a scale here where you can see the centimeter grading is properly seen, is visible. Let me measure the length of the textbook, length of our textbook. So here I am going to place exactly 0. I'll start with 0, not like this. I have to start from 0, and here you can see 15 centimeter ends up over here. Let me mark it, and again from there, because still length is remaining. Okay, so you can see I have marked it with pen, and from there again I will place the 0 grading of the scale, and now I will see where the book ends. It is 5.5. So 15 plus 5.5, that's equal to 20.5 centimeter. 15 plus 5, 20.5 centimeter. Likewise, I will measure the breadth of the book. So I have placed 0 with the starting of the book, and here you can see 15 I will mark over here, and then I will proceed, because I have a smaller scale, okay, perfectly you have to put, and exactly you have to mark it here. Parallelly you have to see, not from side, right side or left side of the scale grading. Exactly we have to see it like this, and then I will take the 0 and measure the rest of the part left here, and this is 12.5. Okay, 15 plus 12.5. 15 plus 12.5 is how much? 27.5. So that is the breadth of the science textbook which we are using. Okay, So this is how you are going to correctly measure it. You have to keep your eye exactly on the grading of the scale and not from the right like this or from the left like this. Exactly, you have to place your eye on the grading of the scale and the starting point of the object which you are measuring. So this is the correct way of measuring the length using a scale, meter scale or centimeter scale, like this. You should be viewing the measurement exactly like this, not neither from this side nor from this side. Check it, you will find that from this side, if you see, the measurement is going to a little bit smaller, and from here it will be a little bit elongated. So your eyes should be exactly parallel to the grading of the scale. Is that clear? Now, measuring length using a thread. Suppose a curved line is drawn and you are asked to measure the curved line, right? That is, if an irregular figure is there and you are asked to measure the length of an irregular figure, then what are you going to do? Use a thread which will be easily bendable. You can curve it easily. So take the starting point of the object, फिर थ्रेड लेके शुरू करो और नापते जाओ. नापने के बाद जो लेंथ मिलेगा, that you can use a meter scale to measure the exact length of the curved line by measuring the length of the thread. Okay. Now, moving things around us. In the starting of the chapter only I told you, when the things are moving, when can you tell a thing is moving? The changing in the position of the object with the change of time is called movement. Okay. Now, there are several types of movement or motion. There are several types of motion, and these types of motion we are going to follow. Straight, when object moves in a straight line, or when we people move on a straight path, then is called linear motion. What is it called? Linear motion. Then you might have seen the fan, the blades of the fan moving in circular motion. This motion is called circular motion. The arrow of the windmill, it rotates like this. Then here you can see this is moving in a circular motion. Then the hands of the clock also moves in a circular motion. Then when you are sitting in a swing, the movement of the swing is to and fro, and this movement is called, motion is called oscillatory motion. What is it called? Oscillatory motion. Similarly, you can see the pendulum of the clock. Pendulum of the clock. Here you can see the pendulum of the clock goes that side and then it comes back again and again back to the original position. So to and fro movement of any object is called oscillatory motion. Even the bell in the temple, when you pull the thread, you can see the dong of the bell moves to and fro, and that is oscillatory motion. You can hear the sound due to the vibration of the hard membrane of the instrumental musical instrument, that is tabla. The membrane, hard membrane, it vibrates. The oscillatory motion of the membrane produces sound. Here in the case of guitar, you can see the string, stretched string, when it is vibrated or oscillatory motion in this guitar produces sound. So the to and fro movement of any object is considered as, this type of motion is considered as oscillatory motion. Okay, so this was all about the types of motion, and here we come to the end of the chapter where we have studied about different ways of measuring the length and distance, and then the different types of movement we have come across. And सर्कुलर मोशन, एक मोशन हम चूक गए जो है पीरियोडिक मोशन, विच इज़ कवर्ड इन योर चैप्टर. Periodic motion is that motion is somewhat very similar to the circular motion. The hands of the clock, it comes back to its original पोजीशन आफ्टर रेगुलर इंटरवल. सर्कुलर मोशन तो है ही, लेकिन देख सकते हो कि ये जो हैंड्स हैं, आवर हैंड एंड मिनट हैंड, आफ्टर एवरी 60 seconds the minute means 60 count, the hour hand and the minute hand completes its one circulation. तो ये जो है पर्टिकुलर टाइम पीरियड में जब एक ऑब्जेक्ट अपना एक सर्कल ख़त्म करके आ जाता है तो उसको कहते हैं पीरियोडिक मोशन. वी कॉल इट अ पीरियोडिक मोशन. ओके, एंड रेक्टिलिनियर इज़ नथिंग बट अ लीनियर मोशन व्हेन ऑब्जेक्ट मूव्स इन अ स्ट्रेट पाथ, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड रेक्टिलिनियर मोशन. और एक मोशन है कर्वीलिनियर. जब आप कोई स्टोन थ्रो करते हो तो वो स्ट्रेट लाइन में जाने के बाद फिर वो नीचे गिरने लगता है, वो कर्व हो जाता है, ऐसे स्ट्रेट जाके फिर ऐसे गिरने लगता है, तब वो बेंड हो जाता है. तो द डायरेक्शन चेंजेस एंड दिस इज कॉल्ड कर्वीलिनियर मोशन. ओके, सो फाइनली वी कम टू द एंड ऑफ द चैप्टर एंड हियर यू कैन सी द की वर्ड्स: circular motion, distance, measurement, motion, periodic motion, rectilinear motion, SI unit, that international standard unit, system of unit, and units of measurement. So then we move on to our next video is going to be about the 11th chapter, and it's about light, shadows and reflection. Till then, goodbye, stay home and stay safe.